Yeah, this is primetime Poulton. Keep it entertaining. You already knowin'. Outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dogs, Viking Wolf, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not frontin'. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is primetime Poulton. This is primetime Poulton. Let's go. It's all about the boom. TMC, baby. It's all about the boom. Cowboy Phil, baby. It's Cowboy Phil. Hit him with the body slam, elbow drop. TMC, Cowboy Phil, laid pot guys. What you see in the ring are two monsters. Energy of a king and of a rock star. Yeah, drop kick, probably make your heart stop. You ain't ready, super scary, and they staying on top. Hit a ding ding, better watch yourself. It's TMC and Cowboy Phil. Late pot guys, yeah, they the real deal. It's TMC and Cowboy Phil. 2 times a week, you can't compete. They body slam you down, now you taste the beat. The champions, they legendary, nobody like them. Coming for the belt, yeah, they coming for the title. Hey, it's all about the boom. TMC, baby. TMC, yeah. It's all about the boom. Cowboy Phil, baby. Let's go. Cowboy Phil, baby. Hey, 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 yeah, let's go.
Yo, what's going on? It is Thursday, and we're the Pod Gods. I'm the Moral Compass, Mark Poulton. With me, my long-lost friend, Cowboy Phil McNulty. What's up?
Not much. Glad that my grad school is winding down so we can get back to being on a regular schedule. But no, some exciting stuff happened over the weekend, though.
Yeah, we went to the TV tapings for Impact Wrestling, and we announced a little project. We'll get into it. But first, we got the advocate for the Moral Compass, Leandro, in the house. What's up, Leandro? We also got Hicks Villain. Phil, this has been a while since we did one of these, but I almost forgot my what I say when when we go live.
Well, have no fear, Lapotties. I figure that's a good way to also call our viewers the Lapotties as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, have no fear, Lapotties. We'll be getting back to being regular. We're like, I guess, the fiber of the podcast world. We'll keep adding more doses to get regular. As soon as I'm done in mid to late May. So.
Awesome. One thing I didn't forget, before we do the wrestling talk, we do a little shilling. And what better thing to shill than Black Al, Book 1. Phil, we just passed $12,000 today. We are in our final 3 days of the first half of the campaign. So very exciting. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago we launched this book, but I'm very happy with how it's doing. Our featured tier is the 4-pack, where you get Greg Paulson's cover, Shelby Robertson's cover, the black and white edition of the book, and the script book that has the foil cover. But look at this artwork, man. Greg is just killing it. This is his cover. And then you have this incredible Shelby Robertson cover as well. Interiors by Greg Paulson, colored by Andrew Dahlhaus and Dexter Weeks. But just a gorgeous book. Just fun superhero comics. So I'm super excited for this. Can't wait for people to get it. And in fact, the campaign ends in 33 days, but the book will be done way before the campaign even ends. We just have a few more pages to letter, and then the book is done. This will probably be the fastest turnaround I have on any of my projects. One of my favorite things about the book are the flashback sequences. Greg's friend Bill Douglas penciled them and really captures that golden age feel. Just gorgeous artwork. And like I said, there's a black and white edition. You can see Greg's clean pencils and inks. Just a fun book. I can't say enough about it. And then the script book, which will be my script, some black and white drawings by Greg, and this beautiful S. Clark Hawbaker foil cover. And then there's the add-ons. You can add this commission level sketch by Greg Paulson for only $75. This is the the steal in all of comics, crowdfunding comics right now. This is cover quality work. And
Greg's got to charge, I don't know, double that.
Yeah, at least. And then we got our Slam Buddies, and they come in 2 sizes, full size, or you can get the keychain size. The Slam Buddies company just hit me up, and they took my money for shipping, so I should be receiving them very soon. I'm excited. And yeah, that'll do it for Blackout. 33 days left.
What's that final
Little image at the bottom
down there? Let's get into that.
All right, this was for the first 100 physical backers. We're way past that.
Yep.
But yeah, everyone who the first 100 physical backers get the Moral Compass trading card, number 1 in the series. Phil, I already heard other creators are biting my idea, which I think is fantastic. So hopefully we can get a full set of this. I believe the Diaz brothers are going to be card number 2 in the set. But we got to get a Cowboy Phil McNulty card in this set at one point.
I think pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about that. Let's take down Blackout. First, let's catch up with the chat. We got Emerald Avenger about to fire up 2K22. Perfect thing to watch while doing that. Hail the Pod God. It's been a while. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while. But lots to talk about. Leandro says this looks awesome. Thank you, Leandro. So, Phil, we went to Impact Wrestling, and we announced a little book, and I'm going to see if I can share some artwork. You haven't had a chance to do any artwork yet.
Not yet.
You have been very busy with grad school, but I hired a good friend of the show, Muttman from Breaking Rad, to do some promo art for us. And here it is. PCO, Perfect Creation 1. And Muttman killed it. Beautiful colors by Eric Hodson. Just looks gorgeous. And yeah, we're working with Impact Wrestling star PCO. I feel like he's the breakout member of Honor No More, Phil.
And that, it's just not a feeling. I think we can declare that he is, because the whole 2300 arena ended up chanting PCO through most of the match.
Yeah.
They couldn't, and we kind of saw almost a face turn.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if PCO is the first member of Honor No More to turn face and get kicked out of the group. Jonah did a number on him, which people will see later on. They did. I think they ended up doing like 4 episodes of tapings, 2 episodes on Friday and 2 on Saturday. I don't know where this PCO match will fall, but Jonah worked over PCO. They were selling the injury. I think we're going to get babyface PCO.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Hicks Villain saying PCO is great. Leandro thinks that looks cool. But yes, when Cowboy Phil is done grad school, he's going to start pencils on it. It's going to be based on a movie that PCO and his buddy Destro are making. I'm just waiting to get the script from PCO, and I'll start adapting it into comic book form. But yeah, we hope to get this done, get started on it rather quickly, and get it done before Phil's break is over, right?
Well, I am... So I'm done on May the 15th. So I can get started on it in late April. And then when May hits, I will be full go on it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. PCO Perfect Creation 1. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm looking forward to seeing some Phil McNulty artwork as well.
And you should see, I am already in the works for doing doing one cover and then another cover, which we discussed earlier. It's going to be a little 2099 homage action going on. And I had just a great image pop in my head after the Impact tapings that I had to quick sketch it in my iPad and get it done. So I cannot wait I'm glad to be a part of the project. I cannot wait to get working on the project, and we're going to kick lots of ass on this project. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. I can't wait to start seeing some artwork. So we went to the Impact tapings Saturday night. We went with Dexter Weeks, friend of the show and longtime collaborator. Dex is the colorist, one of the colorists on Blackout, was the colorist on Viking Wolf, working with me on several other projects. I think he's going to have a hand in PCO as well, helping out with it. But great time at the TV tapings. And I think the thing to talk about is the thing we've been asking for, I don't know, a year.
Yep.
They finally pulled the trigger. They put Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green, and Brian Myers all together in a new faction, the Major Players.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. And, I got to give it to W. Morrissey. He was really working the crowd and really getting over as a face. He's been doing a really good job of that on TV as well. And, he really hyped up the Philly crowd. And Brian Myers came in to huge boos. But as soon as we witnessed what we witnessed, the Major Players, the whole arena ended up cheering because we've been waiting so long for this. And we're just so excited to see heel Matt Cardona with heel Brian Myers. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and after those tapings, Matt Cardona flew down to Nashville, I believe, and defeated Nick Aldis to retain the NWA World Title. Guy has like 6 belts right now. He's killing it on the indie scene, and I'm just happy to see where this little faction goes.
I think this ultimately ends up with Alexander getting the title from Moose, and then ultimately Cardona getting the belt from Alexander.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Any other standout matches from the tapings? We did get Bullet Club versus Honor No More, which was a big matchup.
Yeah, there were the card. I gotta say, when Alex Shelley is fantastic, and
we've been singing Alex Shelley's praises since this show started. Legit, we think he's the coolest man to walk the planet.
And he's even cooler in person.
Yeah.
Coming down, flicking the hair back. So just seeing him work is amazing. And honestly, I gotta say, we know my takes on the X division. We've had our takes on there. We said, oh, is this where the X division? Maybe they're going to, now that Alexander relinquished the title, we can get more of that high-flying action. And I got to say, that tag team match between Speedball and Ace against Trey Miguel and Laredo Kid, that was phenomenal to see in person.
I'll take your word for it. I went to the bathroom and I came back and it was over.
I know. And Dexter and I were going, oh, because they were just jumping over top, tope suicidas, just everywhere, flying over, and it was just incredible.
I did see after the match, Speedball Mike Bailey finally turned on Ace Austin. We saw this coming a mile away.
Yeah, but it's good,
Yeah.
Spoilers for those who are watching Impact, as we got to see the tapings, basically the go-home shows for that pay-per-view.
Rebellion, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a fun time. If Impact comes to your area, definitely see it. They have a pretty stacked roster. I mean, we saw Jay White.
When Switchblade came out, you and I kind of locked eyes, like, oh my God, I was not expecting to see Switchblade probably at all. So seeing that was just fantastic.
Yeah. Did you see they Impact announced they're doing like a multiverse pay-per-view WrestleMania weekend, and they're putting all these dream matches together. Some of the matches that have been announced: Good Brothers versus the Briscoes, Jay White versus Chris Sabin. I forget some others, but they're all like standout matches. Yeah. Impact is just doing a lot of cool stuff right now.
Yeah, I think it's the wrestling company that doesn't take themselves as, we gotta be 5-star matches, we gotta be variety show. It is what made professional wrestling fun. Good storylines, really good faces, really good heels, really nice atmosphere, really good promos. They make their characters are really good. Even you don't question PCO coming out as this like almost Frankenstein
Yeah.
creature. You don't question what Switchblade means in Jay White because his pants have all the rips and cuts on there. These guys know who they are, and you know who they are, and that's what makes it just a really great show to watch.
Speaking of great shows, let's talk about something that isn't a great show. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're on the road to WrestleMania, Phil. Are you excited?
Point to the sign.
All right. Raw kicked off with the glass shattered, the fans went nuts, and out came Kevin Owens cosplaying as Stone Cold Steve Austin. To be honest, he didn't look too bad as Stone Cold. What'd you think?
No, I was highly sports. There's one. This is what we were talking about being, and I wonder if this is what really sealed the deal for Kevin Owens staying. Because we were talking about, he even posted on Twitter, and I don't think it was a classic Kevin Owens troll job. He was legit angry at where he was. And I mean, if you're promised a match against your idol and you say, you know what, you're going to have a WrestleMania program against Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think I would sign on. Even if it's going to be 3 crap years, that one moment is going to be remembered more than what probably anyone does in the next 3 years in wrestling.
So this is being billed as the KO show with Stone Cold as his guest. Mm-hmm. Are they going to have a match?
I think it's going to be like a quick match. I don't think Austin's going to take a bump. Maybe he gets hit and he falls down on his back, and then he hits him with a stunner and it ends. But I don't see it.
It's going to be like The Rock beating
the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Man, I would have loved the match, but I hope we get at least a decent brawl out of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we're going to see a Lou Thez press from Austin. We're going to see all the hits. So.
All right. Next up, tag team action. We get the Mysterios versus the Dirty Dogs. So Dolph Ziggler is the NXT champion. That's something we haven't talked about, Phil.
And everyone was wondering why would this happen? Has Vince truly lost his mind? But no, he did exactly what we've been saying. They just said, "Oh, as soon as WrestleMania ends, he's on the main roster." So just a call up.
Yeah. So we get the Mysterios versus Ziggler and Rude. It looks like Ziggler's WrestleMania weekend is going to be at NXT defending the NXT championship.
Yeah, good on him. I think, he does this, and the WWE throws him a bone, or maybe they're just afraid to commit to him, or they think he's past his time. But whenever they need to heat up the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title, they throw Ziggler in there. And now that they knew they were losing Braun Breaker, Vince probably thought to himself, why is this kid on this show? He should be a main eventer. Then again, they're like, well, who's has the gravitas enough to hold that NXT title after Breaker? And you probably do, to protect him, have to bring someone from the main roster over to win. And that just makes sense.
Honestly, I don't hate it, Phil.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Mysterios get the victory. Do you think Ray and Dom are? Oh, they're wrestling Miz and Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Yes. So yeah, their road to WrestleMania is already set in stone. Next up, we get a 2-on-1 handicap match: Omos versus Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. Omos gets the easy victory. A lot of talk about who Omos's opponent will be at WrestleMania, and the word coming out is it's going to be a returning Bobby Lashley. What do you think about this, Phil? Is Bobby Lashley being fed to Omos?
Yes, and I was just about to say, we go from beating Brock Lesnar to losing to Omos, just showing you that they have no future planning whatsoever.
Man, that is terrible. Come back for WrestleMania to lose to Omos. I mean, great for Omos. That's a big victory for him.
I mean, I know this is a stupid statistic and whatnot, but more people watched the Omos handicap match on YouTube than they did any wrestling show this week. No
Yeah.
one got the numbers that clip got on YouTube.
Yeah. Yep, I read that as well. Leandro is saying Raw went from primetime show to SmackDown Shadow, and if these fuckers don't wrestle, I will freaking riot. Yeah, Stone Cold better do it more than just be a talk show guest.
Here it is. Ready? It is we're going to get a Luthez press. He's going to stomp a mud hole. He's going to give him a double bird. He's going to give him a stinger. Right. Maybe he gives him an atomic drop. I don't know. Probably not. But I will say you're probably getting stomping a mud hole, Luthez press, and a stunner.
Leandro also says, will they allow Lashley to have a good show? Is this going to be a squash match, or is Omos going to get a fight from Lashley?
No, it's going to look like a squash at first. Then Lashley's going to put up some offense, and then the match is going to be over, and you realize it was a squash.
The longer an Omos match is, the more terrible it'll probably be.
Right. It's almost like early Braun Strowman stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we get a video package of Edge viciously attacking AJ Styles. AJ's back. What do you think of Edge's new ring entrance? He dropped the greatest theme song in the history of wrestling to another track by Alter Bridge, and man, it's just not doing it for me. It's such a departure.
Right, it's such a downer, but I think that's the whole
It fits
point.
the character, but
yeah, but
yeah.
It's hard to see the rated R superstar, like, because it's such a gimmick that works for face and heel that he really it's really who he is. So it's a obviously really good gimmick, but I don't know if this how we got here was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I believe if I really buy I have to be this way to get the best AJ Styles. It doesn't seem like calculating. Like that's not Edge. That wasn't Edge.
Yeah, Leandro says rated R is his best gimmick.
Mm.
Yeah, you could have just did a babyface versus babyface.
Right.
Just had a banger of a match.
Mm-hmm.
Is AJ going to get the biggest win of his WrestleMania career?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
This is for all those millions of dollars they're paying him. They got to start treating him like the superstar. How many times have we said he's the best wrestler in the world and the worst show in the world?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Afterwards, we get Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. It's WrestleMania season because the women's tag team division is heating up, and they're going to get all these teams involved in the title match.
Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Spades. We knew that was coming, didn't we?
Hey, I'm amazed WWE actually put it together.
Should we be giving Monday Night Raw is so bad that we're complimenting them for actually creating a bad idea because it was the lowest hanging fruit and they were finally able to reach it.
Yeah, Natty and Shayna get the victory. There's going to be a big tag team match for WrestleMania. I guess it's Queen Zelina, Carmella, Natty and Shayna versus Liv and Rhea Ripley. Any care whatsoever in this match, Phil?
No, not since because they have two main event women's programs going on, and those aren't the top. This is a chance for these other women to shine, and they're just not doing it. And I don't know if that's because they've just been the focus for so many years that it's kind of getting redundant and we're getting tired of it, or it's that they never fully pulled the trigger on the horseman versus horseman battle, and we're past
Yeah.
Now we're past all of their prime, and we're just kind of just walking through.
One little side note on this match. Let's talk about Liv Morgan. Phil, I don't remember if you remember when Sean Arrant was a guest on La Pod Gods. You lost
Power.
power. Yeah. So Sean and I talked, and Sean told me how Liv Morgan's mom tried to fix him up with Liv, and he didn't know who she was, so he denied.
Well, I guess you only live once, and
Yeah.
he passed up that opportunity.
I could actually see Sean and Liv going out on a date.
A date.
Yeah, just one date.
One date. The question would be, would Liv have made it through the entire date with Sean?
She may have dipped out. Oh, let me tell you. You speak his name and he shows up. Hey, Sean, good on you. I never almost got fixed up with Liv Morgan, so good on you. Next up, Austin Theory versus United States champion Finn Balor. Finn Balor gets the victory by pinfall. Austin Theory has this big matchup with Pat McAfee. What do you feel about this? I'm actually excited for this. Pat McAfee's feud with Adam Cole, I thought, was very entertaining.
I am now. I don't know what to think. I don't know if Pat McAfee's gonna. Austin Theory's got to win this match, right?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm thinking. He's got to, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no. I think McAfee's going to get the victory.
Me too.
And Austin Theory's character is so goofy that I think he can eat a loss.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think there's been a character who has a gimmick that's this protected. It's just all getting almost Orange Cassidy level of being protected.
He's just such a likable performer, I think.
Yeah.
Like his smile and selfie is just, I don't know, it's just funny.
It's just fun. It's I think because it's probably an extension of himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the best characters.
He stole Elimination Chamber
Yes, he
that
did.
match. And his entrance when he was going around to each pod getting the pictures with everyone was amazing.
Yeah, remember, I think like we'll go Hulu NXT with Prince Pretty and Tyler Breeze, and when he had the selfie stick. We're now seeing what happens when everyone said you got to make the gimmick serious. You got to make the gimmick serious, and one guy was saying, "I don't know how. No, this is as serious as it can get." And now we're seeing what the serious version is and how great it can be. It can still be funny, and you can still take the performer seriously, and that's a winning gimmick.
Yeah, I think you're also seeing Vince embrace the gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, WrestleMania. We going to see the Demon?
No.
He's going to lose the belt back to Damian Priest?
Yep.
All right, non-title tag team match. RK Bro versus Alpha Academy. RK Bro gets the win. What's the point of it not being non-title if RK Bro's gonna win?
I think it's to build sympathy for Alpha Academy. Yeah. I think it's to again portray them as underdogs. So I think at WrestleMania, I think Chad Gable's going to get the winning pin. And I think we're going to get a nice celebration for them. That's what I think it is.
And is Riddle going to get an RKO?
Oh, of course. I would like to see it different. I would like to see it flip, though. I would like to see
Orton's going to catch an RK.
Yes, I would like to see that happen.
You know what? It could happen because Randy's been very endearing towards Riddle, saying he's his friend and he hasn't had this much fun. So I could see Riddle snapping and turning on him.
I mean, seriously, Riddle is undefeated in UFC. And like, we're not talking about like any we're talking about in the heyday UFC. The guy is a legit fighter. He's a shoot fighter, and he'll probably kick anyone's ass. And we've always wanted to see Riddle versus Lesnar just to see it happen. I honestly think this is the way you start that, because Lesnar can only wrestle Roman Reigns so much before you give him something that he might actually enjoy.
Leandro says, "Hail Sean Aaron and his sign-up page for Type 1. Let's go." And yes, the Moral Compass is editing the book, and Cowboy Phil will have the sign-up exclusive. Yeah, go sign up for Sean's Type 1 book launching soon on Indiegogo. We're all very proud of Sean, and we're both contributing to the book. So definitely check it out. We get 24/7 champion Dana Brooke teaming up with Reggie versus Tamina and Tozawa. A couple of romantic couples mixing it up in an intergender match. Dana Brooke and Reggie get the win. Are any of these guys going to show up at WrestleMania, Phil?
Yes.
Running through the halls?
Exactly right. They may run through the Hall of Famers, whatnot, and maybe
someone from Texas is going to pin Dana Brooke and be the champion for a minute.
Right. Yes, that's what's going to, whoever they induct into the Women's Hall of Fame is going to be 24/7 champion, and then they'll lose to somebody.
Queen Sharmell then is going to be the 24/7 champion.
Yes. And then maybe Booker will win the title, and then it'll go to Reggie, and then it'll be back on Monday night.
Oh boy. All right. Main event time. AJ Styles versus Seth freaking Rollins. If Rollins wins, he'll face Edge at WrestleMania instead of AJ Styles. This is so like convoluted. Like, did we ever think Seth Rollins was going to beat AJ?
No, but I think up until this point, Cody Rhodes still hadn't, because he now is from word on the street, he's now officially signed as of, I think, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this match was just, again, probably to try to keep Seth Rollins relevant in case Rhodes didn't sign his contract this week. They may have tried to shoehorn him in there. Yeah. But now that he signed, we know where Rollins is going. But I applaud them for at least trying to keep him in the mix of something.
Right. Sean Aaron with the serious question: has Elizabeth been inducted into the Hall of Fame? No. Macho Man was inducted, but Miss Elizabeth has not. Eventually, they'll induct her.
Yeah.
So with superstars that have passed away, they usually limit it to one wrestler per induction, and we got Vader this time around. So that does it for Raw. Overall, Phil, what are your thoughts?
I just think it's WrestleMania season is not what it used to be. Back in the day, you couldn't wait for the next episode because you didn't know what the card was. Even when we had the internet, they were still saying like, this is the only match planned. It was like Rock and Austin in 17. You knew that was the only match planned, but you still wanted to be on that road. I mean, that Limp Bizkit My Way promo.
No, it's probably the best promo ever.
Right. And so we were all on that train because even if we knew what the matches were going to be, each episode sort of escalated the feud so that it was that build-up finally blew up and had a big payoff at WrestleMania, right? Where now it's sort of like you have all that happen on one night, and then you basically have to wait a month or 2 months. And then it's WrestleMania, get recharged, because remember, you were pumped for this once, but now we're going to really give you something to be pumped about. It's just not fun.
WrestleMania weekend is going to be jam-packed. Friday, they have SmackDown, and then after SmackDown, they have the Hall of Fame. Saturday, the NXT pay-per-view is at noon, and then night one of WrestleMania, I believe, starts at 6 or 7. And then they have night 2 on Sunday, plus all the indie shows. I think on Friday, there's also the Ring of Honor show, the Impact Multiverse show, GCW, I think, has a show. New Japan. It's just a loaded weekend and a lot of big events besides WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean it's always the wrestling Super Bowl, so no matter what, people are gonna try to jump on it. But unfortunately, but now they can,
Yeah.
and they can actually take away some of that thunder from them.
Yeah, Tony Khan has been announcing matches for the Ring of Honor show. Main event looks like it's going to be FTR versus Briscoes, which people have been clamoring for a long time. And you're getting some other all elite wrestlers appearing on the card as well. Jay Lethal, Lee Moriarty, Matt Sydal. Do you think we get a Punk or Danielson? Oh, we have to. They're inducting them into the Hall of Fame that weekend, aren't
Right?
they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, so a big night for Ring of Honor, or the new Ring of Honor as well. All right, you ready to talk some NXT, Phil? We haven't talked NXT in a long, long time.
No, but I think Leandra is asking the question we all need to ask ourselves when it comes to NXT.
Can someone please explain to me why Nikita Lyons hasn't been on NXT? I truly feel gatekept for my male gaze queen. What's the deal, guys? She has to be the most popular wrestler on the NXT brand. Everyone is talking about her. Probably the most talked about superstar on the pod gods. I would have her on every episode. I would work her through the story, weave her through the storyline of every segment of NXT. I was going to say La Pod Gods. Yeah, I would weave her through every segment of La Pod Gods as well.
Leandra, if you want my honest opinion, I don't have any facts. I don't have any news. I don't have any sources. Nothing to explain this, but it's just my gut feeling. I feel like they are on the road to this takeover, right? And they're trying to build it up. And Nikita Lyons is too big of a distraction when she's on there, because it will literally be the only thing people talk about on that episode of NXT, because she's only had one appearance. And then this so close to WrestleMania, I think we'd all be like, where's Nikita Lyons fit on this card? Honestly.
Phil, are you saying Nikita Lyons is too thick for WrestleMania?
Yes. Yes. Too thick.
Man, Nikita Lyons, come back soon. We miss you here at La Pod Gods. All right, NXT kicks off with a ladder match qualifier. We get Roddy Strong versus Solo Sikoa. Phil, as much as I love Roddy Strong, we knew he wasn't winning this one.
There's also some rumors that he's ready to make Sikoa is ready to make his jump up to the main roster.
Oh, is he going to join the Bloodline?
Yep.
I like it. Roddy, pretty much, he falls in that category as some other NXTers, where he's just there to put the young guys over. Not a bad spot to be in, because they need guys to work with. But man, I would love to see Roddy. I don't know. I thought at one point we were going to get a Roddy, Eli Drake, or LA Knight tag team on Raw, but it was just a little tease in an internet segment.
And apparently, LA Knight is part of the main roster now.
As he should be.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say after Roman Reigns, he was the best talker in the whole company. He may be the best talker in the whole company.
They both got to be Raw bound, right?
I would think so.
Because just those two alone is going to improve all the stagnant promos. Those are two guys who cut promos that we haven't. If you've never seen an Eli Drake promo, go check out Eli Drake's promo. He is awesome. He brings something new to the table. It's going to be refreshing in a old school wrestling feel. And then Braun Breaker just brings that Steiner energy and those Steiner promos that they're just going to give new. and now we will know how the WWE truly feels with their money, depending on which brand they put them on. If both of them appear on SmackDown, then we know they're just pumping everything into SmackDown. This is their real last chance, like Leandro was saying, to actually breathe life into Raw.
Yep. So Solo Sikoa gets the victory. Does Roddy wish that it was still the black and gold brand where he was protected?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you see? I don't know when Roddy's contract expires, but do you ever see him jumping over to AEW?
No, I don't. I don't think they'll sign him either. I think. Remember, Roddy kind of
Ring of Honor.
Right. That's where you'll see
main eventer there.
Exactly right.
Eye of the Backbreaker, former Ring of Honor world champion. I would love it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the place for him. I think he just had a friendship with those guys from Undisputed Era, and it made sense to have him join there as part of the storyline. So I think he's probably is like, all right, I've done this for as long as I could, and got
honestly,
the
if Bobby Fish never got hurt, would Roddy Strong have even been part of Undisputed Era?
No.
Yeah. Next up, Tony D'Angelo versus Dexter Lumis. Man, I hate this character, Phil.
Yeah, Tony D is trash, and it just makes you not watching him for a couple weeks and then seeing him again and being like, yeah, this character's trash. And Dexter Lumis, I feel like he's stuck in a gimmick that's not him at all. I feel like there's so much more to him than what he's showing. So I think he's a guy who needs to get cut and needs to go somewhere else, whether it be Impact or ROH.
Dexter Lumis is caught in this awful Indy Hartwell, Persia Parada, Duke Hudson. I love. It's not a triangle. Love square, I guess. Leandro asking the hard hitting questions. Mark, can you get with Nikita Lyons people? Have her on your next U.S. Assassin 5. Create a tier I can purchase so I can fight alongside her. Let's make these dreams come true. Leandro's in love, Phil.
He's like, I want a locker room scene.
He doesn't want to fight alongside her. He wants to get beat up by her and have her cover him the way she covers her opponents.
A 1, 2, 3 count.
Yeah. Make it a slow count too. Get Brian McSix on that. Tommaso Ciampa comes out and he challenges Tony D. We're going to get a match at the next NXT WrestleMania weekend pay-per-view, Phil.
Ciampa better make this guy squeal.
I hope so. If he loses to Tony D'Angelo, oh my gosh.
Then we'll see. Then he'll be all elite with Johnny Wrestling.
All right, Elektra Lopez versus Fallon Henley. Elektra Lopez is accompanied by Legado del Fantasma. Fallon Henley comes out with Briggs and Jensen, and I think Jensen tried to give her a pep talk, and all he could say was how hot Elektra Lopez was.
This segment was more entertaining than it had any right to be.
Yeah. No. Briggs and Jensen as like this, I don't know, horn dog.
Yeah.
Duo.
Just this corny wrestling duo.
Yeah. And we're all fans of Elektra Lopez here. The thick women. we're all fans of them.
We're thinking about our first episode ever. I'm just like, Jordan Grace is the best. It's a history of LaPod guys.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Main event time, Phil. We get Braun Breaker versus Big Bob, Robert Roode. He has Dolph Ziggler in his corner. And Braun Breaker gets the victory.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
no surprise here.
No surprise. I mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm more excited for this to end because Braun Breaker on the main roster is gonna be him in promos against, and they need a face where all these good heels can actually go toe to toe on the mic with. Can you imagine the Owens, Breaker promos, the Breaker trying to deal with Seth Rollins like crap slang lingo, whatever he spits out on that mic. So I'm like, you know what? He'll win. He'll lose the Dolph, but at least he'll be back on the main roster.
Who is Braun Breaker's first feud with?
Enhancement talent.
Yeah.
Though I think
squash some guys.
Yeah, I think he'll squash some guys, and then maybe depending. I think Austin Theory would be a fun little one,
Yeah.
but then I think that's why they'll have him squash those guys, just because it's almost like Ryback when he came in, and Morrison was on a hot streak, but they knew that Morrison could eat a few L's and still be, a shit heel, and they did the same, doing what they're doing now with Breaker. So I think he'll beat up some enhancement talent and then probably feud with Austin Theory.
Yeah. Leandro says, do you guys think Bobby isn't being utilized to his glorious potential? Absolutely. I think Bobby Roode should be main eventing a pay-per-view. Glorious Bobby Roode should be main eventing a pay-per-view against AJ Styles. I think it would be the best match WWE could put together.
I just think they brought, people love to sing his theme song.
Mm-hmm.
And when they brought him up as a face on the main roster, it killed the character. The character was never supposed to be a face. And fans got bored of it, and Bobby Roode couldn't bring it back. And
once he got put in the tag team division with Chad Gable, he was Vince saw him as a tag team guy.
Yep.
But do you remember his first big NXT entrance where they had the women lined up going down the ramp? He kept getting more and more women on his arm as he went down the ramp. It was shades of Ric Flair Starrcade. It was amazing. That's the Bobby Roode I would want being like my main heel of my brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, where does he go? Where does Bobby Roode go from here after if he eventually leaves the WWE? Does he go back to Impact? That's the only place I can see him going and actually them treating him like a star.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But that does it for NXT. We got one more week before WrestleMania, Phil.
I don't think we've realized that, and I don't think WWE realizes that.
It's hard to believe. Does Cody show up on Raw on Monday?
Yes, because WWE cannot keep anything a surprise.
Yeah.
Remember the Demon showed up the Monday before WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
They built it up for weeks and they blew it.
Yeah.
So I expect them to blow it again.
So that'll do it, Phil. Before we go, people like when we talk comic books. We talked a little about our new project, PCO, Perfect Creation 1. Would you like to see an unboxing?
Yeah,
the new Kenneth Rocafort book, Groken, in the mail today.
Heck yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, let's open it up. Kenneth, maybe the best artist in all of comic books, Phil.
His pencil work is just so, I marvel at it. And I just see, I'm stuck in my 90s ways and of that gritty stuff, and just see how beautiful his stuff is. It's flawless.
Yeah, no, he is fantastic. And a great guy. He did that Viking Wolf piece for me just because he liked the character. So, Leandro, he wants to see some Groken. I don't have any scissors here, so I have to break this tape, which I was able to do.
It's from all that working out.
Yeah, so I've been to the gym 26 or 7 days in a row. I feel great. I've lost over 10 pounds, gained a lot of muscle. Who knows? I could be the CGWF world champion 6 months from now, Phil.
You're gonna wear a dress shirt and take it off and look like Attitude Era McMahon, being like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out. So I had posted that I had started getting serious about working out, and artist Chris Graves, who's an incredible artist, he hit me up and said, "Hey, I didn't know you were a Jersey guy. If you ever want to work out, hit me up." And I was like, "Yeah, that would be awesome." So I started going to his gym on Sundays, working out with him, and we talk comics. And he is like he's taken me under his wing, started training me, gave me a diet plan, told me what supplements I need. Phil, I'm gonna be jacked in like, I don't know, 3 months.
That's amazing.
Emerald Avenger says, "Oh, don't tease me. I missed out on that one." Sean says, "You want to talk comics? Selfish plug. Type 1 will have a variant by Cowboy Phil himself."
Oh, when we launch, buddy. Well, when you launch, you better bet I'm going to be on that stream. You better bet I'm going to be plugging it away on the social media. And you better bet that, we announced it earlier. So for those who are just joining the show, Mark and I are going to be the creative team along with PCO on his book, PCO Perfect Creation 1. So now Cowboy Phil gets in on the fulfillment action.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Leandro says, "Kenneth is the perfect Puerto Rican successor to George Perez greatness." We got Indie Wrestling Aces here. What's up, Edwin? Thanks for joining us. So here we have it. Groken. Nice square bound spine. Book is pristine. Phil, this guy is so good. I can't wait to read this, but
I remember the first
beautiful.
I remember the first time I picked up his Teen Titans on the new from the new 52 and just thinking, this is something I have not. His costume design on Ravens.
Mm-hmm. What was the first time you saw Kenneth's artwork? I think for me it was the Velocity series he did at Top Cow.
I think it was that too. I remember that because I was in the middle of trying to collect all my favorites from Top Cow and early Image going on, and Velocity was one of the ones I was trying to grab.
Came with a trading card too, and on the back is a little comic strip. How awesome is that, Phil?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I love it. So thank you, Kenneth. He fulfilled a lot of books in a short time, man. So good on him. I think he's gonna launch Groken 2 very soon. Oh, you know what? I think Sean. I think Madame Mirage may have been before the Velocity series. I don't know. I remember Madame Mirage seeing that, and I was like, "Who is this?" But that'll do it for this week. Cowboy Phil, where can people find you at?
You can find me on the Instagram and the Twitter at Animated Phil, and my Etsy shop link down below.
Absolutely. And guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Coney Waves. Make sure you back Blackout. Only 3 days left in the campaign. I think Sunday, when the first half of the campaign ends, I'm going to try to do a stream, see if I can get Greg Paulson on with me and talk a little bit about the book. But if you can't back it within the first 30 days, we will be extending it. Also, go sign up for U.S. Assassin versus Graveyard Shift Ultimate Edition. It's going to be a hardcover. We're combining the mercenary story with the main story. It's going to be 80 pages. It's my company's first hardcover, Phil. I'm super excited about it.
I'm super excited too. I love a good hardcover.
Yeah. I can't wait to add it to my shelf. And that'll do it, guys. Oh, Sean wants to know when's the next Best Friends show. You
name a date, anytime after April the 12th. You name it. I'll let you know. I'm on spring. I have spring break technically in a couple weeks, so I'll let you know. We'll schedule. You heard it here first, guys. We're going to schedule a Best Friends show. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and Phil and I will be back to our hopefully normal schedule soon. Yep. Yes, we will. All right. Thanks, guys.